Hello everyone, you beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the Eurovision 2026 and what do we know so far already? What we know so far is that Austrian broadcaster ORF, say that again, Austrian broadcaster ORF has confirmed that the Eurovision Song Contest 2026 will take place on either May 12th, 14th and 16th or May 19th, 21st or 23rd. So it's either going to be one of those dates, guys, that we know already. Then we also already know which cities said to the EBU, hey, we want to host the Eurovision. So which cities showed interest in hosting the Eurovision? Those are Ebreigdorf. Sorry, my dog is moving on the background. You can hear her nails on the floor. It's very annoying, I know. Those cities are Ebreigdorf, Graz, Innsbruck, Linz, Überwart, St. Pölten, and Vienna. Don't know if I pronounce St. Pölten or Polten correct, but okay. I'm sorry. There's an O with like 2 dots above it. I don't know how to pronounce it. St. Pölten. So those cities already showed interest. And if I look at the cities, I predict a little bit that it's either going to be Vienna, Innsbruck, or maybe Graz. Maybe. One of those three is going to be probably Vienna. They hosted it before in Vienna, so it would not surprise me. Then we already know which countries showed their interest in participating next year. Although they showed interest and said we want to be there at 2026, it can still change until a certain date, of course. But at least those countries showed interest in participating in 2026. Those countries are Austria. Obviously, it's going to host the Eurovision. It's weird if Austria said, hey, we're not going to do it. We are going to host it, but we're not going to compete. But okay. Austria, Denmark, Finland, Germany, Malta, Montenegro, the Netherlands, yay, my country, Serbia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom. So those countries already said we are interested in joining the Eurovision at 2026. But like I said, you never know what's going to happen. It can still change. And there's still more countries coming, of course. I think there's a certain date which the broadcasters have to say if they're gonna come or not and participate. There is a certain limit of time they have. I don't know, was it before September or something? If I'm correct? Otherwise, correct me, please. So, this is what we know so far. What we also know so far is, and I'm going to read this to you guys, and they're for me, because English is not my native language, would maybe have some problems pronouncing certain words, but, give me some slack, guys. Give me some slack. It's not my native language, but I'm trying my best. This is also news about the Eurovision 2026. So after this happened. Okay, let's read this. Israel's success in the public vote at Eurovision Song Contest 2025 has prompted calls from a string of countries to examine the results and voting system. The singer Yuval Raphael came top of the viewer vote on Saturday with her ballad New Day Will Rise. but finished second overall to Austria, when jury scores were also taken into account. Broadcasters in Ireland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, Iceland and Finland have since raised concerns or questions about the public vote, with some requesting an audit. Eurovision organizers, the European Broadcasting Union, and we say the EBU, said the vote had been independently checked and verified, that they took any concerns seriously. Israel was ranked joint 14th by the national juries, but shut up the leaderboard thanks to the results of the phone and the online vote. Belgium, the Netherlands, Spain and the UK were among the countries whose viewers awarded Israel the maximum 12 points, with Ireland and Finland giving 10 points. Irish broadcaster RTE has asked for a full breakdown of the voting from organizers. That came after Spanish broadcaster RTVE said it would request an investigation of the results and a review of the televoting system. Viewers can currently vote up to 20 times each by phone, text or app. Katja Segers, a Flemish MP, said, "A system in which everyone can cast up to 20 votes is a system that encourages manipulation. Whether this manipulation occurred in our country and all other participating and non-participating countries must be investigated." A spokesperson for Flemish public broadcaster VRT said, "We have no indication that the counting of the televotes wasn't carried out correctly, but we are asking for complete transparency on the part of the EBU. The question is above all whether the current system guarantees a fair reflection of the opinion of viewers and listeners." Finland's YLA said, "We will definitely ask the EBU whether it is time to update these rules or at least examine whether the current rules allow for abuses." On Tuesday, the Dutch public broadcasters Avrotros and NPO, my country, issued a statement saying the contest was increasingly influenced by societal and geopolitical tensions. Israel's involvement raises the question of whether Eurovision still truly functions as an apolitical, unifying and cultural event, they said. The Spanish Prime Minister called for Israel's ban at Eurovision. In response to all this information, the contest's director Martin Green said organizers were in constant contact with all participating broadcasters and take their concerns seriously. We can confirm that we have been in touch with several broadcasters since Saturday's grand final regarding voting in the competition, he continued. There will now be a broad discussion with participating broadcasters to reflect and obtain feedback on all aspects of this year's event, he said. It is important to emphasize that the voting operation for the Eurovision Songcontest is the most advanced in the world, and each country's result is checked and verified by a huge team of people to exclude any suspicious or irregular voting patterns. An independent compliance monitor reviews both jury and public vote data to ensure we have a valid result. Our voting partner once has confirmed that a valid vote was recorded in all countries participating in this year's grand final and in the rest of the world. Eurovision News, which is operated by the EBU, said an agency of the Israeli government paid for adverts and used state social media accounts to encourage people to vote for the Israelis' entry. Then Mr. Green said that did not break any rules. So basically, yes, they admit that Israel was advertising big time on Times Square with a billboard, and in everyone's like social media they put like adverts in the vote for Israel, okay. A lot of people don't think that it's fair because other countries are not doing that on that level, especially not paid by the government. People are not happy about it, but the EBU is saying, well, they didn't break any rules, so we can't do shit, basically. Regarding the voting system, and now I'm going to give my personal opinion about the voting system. First of all, let me talk about Israel, okay? I don't, myself, personally, don't have any problems with Israel competing in a competition at all. I think the song contest is all about united by music, and that should stay united by music. I love that idea. I'm 100% behind the idea of united by music. And I think a singer or artist should not be judged what their government is doing. I always feel like that. I mean, for instance, what if my prime minister here decides to attack Germany, for example? I'm just naming a country, nothing personal, by the way. They're our neighbors, so or Belgium, whatever. Let's say the Netherlands, the government is deciding to attack Belgium. Why should I be, as a citizen, myself that is against war, why should I be judged about that? I think that's so totally unfair. So yes, I think Israel can be in the competition. I don't have any issues with that. She has nothing to do with the decision of the government. That's all I'm saying. Don't generalize. Don't say that boo her out and etc. because she is from that country that made the decision to attack another country. I mean, that's how I feel personally. Don't judge an artist that is just there to compete in a competition. What I do think that if the voting is not fair, and if Israel is taking advantage of an unfair, how do you say that? Unfair, if they're being shady about the voting, let me say it like that, because they are like buying like tons of SIM cards so they can vote up to 100 or whatever times for their country. I'm against that. I'm against unfair voting systems. And every country that explores that, exploit is the correct word. Every country that exploit that system is not fair. But I do think that the EBU is the one that should change their televotes. What I mean is, now we can vote up to 20 times per person, per SIM card, whatever. And it can be manipulated. It can be abused. And I think that happened this year. I think that happened this year. That's what I think. That's wrong. So how to avoid that is not banning Israel. To avoid that is changing the voting system. Simple as that. So instead of 20 votes per person or SIM card, I would say, but that's just a personal opinion, guys. I will come with a brilliant idea. It's not that brilliant, but okay. I will give my personal opinion, a view on this. What would I do if I were ABU, for example? Or if I had a decision? I would say maximum five votes per country. Oh, sorry, not per country. Duh, that's not good. 5 votes per person. To show you can only get 5 votes. And you can only vote for a country once. That means you have to vote for your top 5. I mean, I see it all over the place. I see it on YouTube and whatever social media. People that like the Eurovision and like to watch that and listen to that love to rank those songs. Oh, this is my top 5. This is my top 10. You know, we all love to do that. You love to rank those songs. So why not choose that? Why does the EBU not do things like that? Okay, give 5 votes per person. And then, of course, verify that you can only do it once as a person. And not through a SIM card system. Do it through, I don't know, I'm not an expert at that, but through some system that cannot be influenced, cannot be cheated on. 5 votes per person and vote their top 5. I think if they would do that, you get such a different results. I absolutely think you get different results. And maybe even what I hope is that you don't get any 0 points anymore for a country, which is just, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that a country gets 0 televotes. 0. Should not happen. That's an embarrassment. It should not happen. There is not one song every year. There's not one song that deserves 0 points. Let's be honest. So the whole system is, I think, not the best at the moment. But that's what I think. What do you guys think about this all? Let me know in the comments below. And I want to wish you a fantastic day full with a lot of love and light. And of course, a lot of great music. I will speak to you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.